Okay, back for part 3 of breeding strays. There's some things that I forgot to mention along the way. Um, we do not have hybrids. So if you were to crossbreed a Fabu tiger with a Fabu skunk, would you get something else? Some sort of chimera? No. The baby would either be a skunk or a tiger. It takes the breed from one of its parents. Sorry about that. I know some other breedables do hybrids, but we do not. And what else? Oh, I wanted to touch on LEs and specialty cats. So at the time of this video making, we are currently running a random drop LE for Valentine's Day. And LE simply means limited edition. And it is a collectible, but that is breedable. However, it's actual, uh, so 2000, this is 2023, so 2023 Valentine LE, this particular one is called I Love You This Much, This Much. um, that breed and pelt LE, that part is not breedable. You cannot put two LEs together and breed more LEs. Um, it doesn't work that way. If you did put two LEs together, the server would make you a classic tabby because the breed Valentine LE, quote unquote, is not breedable. LEs themselves are not breedable. Their traits are in terms of the eyes and ears and tails and shades and all that yummy stuff, but not the actual breed itself. That part is not breedable. So similarly, if you put two elementals together, that's a specialty cat. It's a considered a limited edition. It falls under that kind of same category, and my phone seems to be going nuts on me. If you put two elementals together, you would end up with a classic tabby. Again, the default breed in our server. So bear that in mind. And what else did I need to add? Oh, some of the acronyms that we commonly use, auctioneers might use, you'll hear these. For example, DOS. What does it mean? It means direct offspring. So people will use that term if, for example, the kitten is one of its parents is the elemental or is some sort of specialty cat. That kitten would be considered a DOS of that specialty cat. Does that make sense? If you hear OS, it just means offspring, and that tells you that somewhere down the line in the genetics, not the parents, but a little further down, maybe a grandparent might be an elemental or some sort of specialty cat. Yeah? So you might see that term because those traits, remember, can be passed along, can be hidden, and so it may not present, it could be hidden. You know what I mean? We've had this talk already, so food for thought. Um, we have changed. Originally, strays took 6 days to mature, and then they would start gaining heat, and it takes 3 days for heat, and then you could mate them. We have lowered that to 5 days, just so it's only 5 days to full maturity, 3 days of heat. So if you are just beginning, if you have just woken up a cat and it is now alive, you have to, the initial first time, you need those first 5 days to grow up. So your very first baby will happen um, let's see, do the math. 5 plus 3 for heat plus 3 for pregnancy. And so that is what, 11 days? Is that right? Yeah. So your first baby would be then. But thereafter, it is basically a 7-day cycle. um, because obviously it's mature at this point. Yeah. So it's always 3 days of heat, 3 days of pregnancy, and then after the baby comes, there's a 24-hour, there's 1 day of cool down before it starts to gain its heat again. So I just wanted to touch on that, and because these are questions that are commonly asked of me. So yeah, I am here. I am around. If you have any questions, if you need help with your breeding, we have lovely CSRs who are very knowledgeable, and my door is always open. So enjoy yourselves. Have fun.